thank you to everyone who has reached out. Soon, I will be going away for a while. Soon, within a couple of weeks, we'll have the services that my brother wanted because they require some planning. And so I would have liked to have done it earlier, but he wanted some very specific things. And we will get you that information shortly. But as I come in here in this time of need and look around at our Meadowlark Media empire and who's going to support me, I have washed Chris Cody, who bought the Jake Paul fight, but made the mistake of doing things with the pool and day drinking and woke up at 2 a.m. looking around.
On my couch, just befuddled.
Confused.
Dangerous game that day drinking.
Totally washed Chris Cody is in the EP chair. I've got Billy Gill, who is reeling because his Marlins do nothing but lose. All of their new acquisition just shit on the rest of the season. But Billy is so tired from having 2 kids that he recently made the mistake of driving to the Clevelander.
That's true. Last Thursday, I drove to the wrong studio. Waze is a dangerous game. I'm telling you.
It really is.
Did you get into the parking garage?
Well, okay, so like today, I was like 20 minutes late because Waze had me going a different way than I normally did. And I was like, let me listen to you today. And it added 15 minutes onto my commute. So sometimes I just tune out Waze.
It's the second baby, though. It's not the Waze. It's the second baby.
Well, I was on autopilot. I'm not going to lie because I don't know if you guys are like this. I talk to myself in my head when I'm driving. Lots of times it's conversations that need to be had that ultimately never end up being had. So I have the conversations in my head to practice how they're going to go when I have the conversations in person. So I'm driving in, having my practice conversation that didn't end up happening. And then Waze is just saying U-turn, U-turn, U-turn. And because Waze is always sending me on these different ways that get me there later than I would, I a lot of times just tune it out. But then it keeps saying U-turn, U-turn, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I'm like, there's cruise ships next to me. I'm not going to the right place right now. Like, I'm clearly driving to
You
the
thought it
old
was on
studio.
Waze. You're like, stupid Waze.
Well, yeah, it was interrupting my inner monologue that I was having with myself.
Anyway, that's what I've got to count on today.
Yeah.
And Stugotz is also here. He spent the weekend and
Hello.
all of last week flirting with his dream employer.
I did, yeah. Yeah.
He comes in today and he tells me I left Boomer a handwritten note on his desk.
Yep. I just said, hey, thanks for letting me fill in and trusting me with your seat. And I left him my phone number in the event that he needs me moving forward. I mean,
Taylor also told me that Stugotz was playing a game. I don't know whether this was on air or off of I will trade you Aaron Rodgers' telephone number, WFAN producer, for Jerry Seinfeld's telephone number.
I didn't do the deal. You know, Aaron Rodgers told Schefter to lose his number, Rossini, lose my number, and I don't want to be one of those people where Rodgers sends me a text that says, lose my number. My relationship with Aaron Rodgers is more important to me than trying to get Jerry Seinfeld, the guy you have always wanted on this show.
The WFAN producer told you no when you tried to make the trade? Told you no, he wouldn't give you Seinfeld?
Oh, no, I told him no. I mean, I don't want to give up Aaron's number. I don't.
Your relationship's non-existent. You don't even know what he looks like.
You're right.
Also in the studio.
Such a fair point,
and
man.
I'm thankful for this. Just generally, because you've seen how washed that side of the room is. We bring in youth and vitality. Lucy Rodin is here. A lot of people, I'm jealous of her. I was the new thing once. I'm jealous that everyone loves her. They want her opinions on conference realignment. They want her opinions in general. She's been doing reporting around the globe for us. But I was of the opinion. I thought when I walked in, I was like, really, I've been moved so much over the last couple of days, Stugotz. Like really beautiful, loving things. Just really feeling loved by the people who care about me and my family in a way that also keeps my brother alive because he was such a big personality. And I thought when I saw Dominique Foxworth, I'm like, God, he was just on vacation in Hawaii. He doesn't even work for us. He is here in my time of need to just support me. And then I realized, no, he just wants to be near a microphone to break down that Montgomery, Alabama video. That he flew in because he just wants to break this video. A video Billy hasn't seen because he got lost and didn't have any time to look at anything on the way in.
There's some things that we just can't talk about on ESPN. But you know we can talk about them? We talk about it here. I want to know the over-under on N-words used in that fight.
All right, hold on a second.
Whoa. What?
Hold on. Just slow down a second.
He flew down here off vacation to support you.
Yes, to support me and to have this conversation. But, Billy, you have not yet seen this amazing video, correct? That has gone viral from Montgomery, Alabama. And race wars at this time of division in America are not great and they're not funny. But when they're on a dock.
Let's be clear. It's a great fight. I know it's being framed as a race war, but there's only one.
There's a guy swimming over?
Yeah.
No, let me tell you, this
To
video.
get to the fight.
Where did that guy come from?
Listen to me.
I mean,
Billy would be going the opposite direction swimming.
Yeah.
Chris, the guy swimming is where I laughed out loud and said, if I was writing this as comedy, if I was writing this as a skit, white people are fighting black people, and it's hard to get on the dock where someone is. And what's that at the bottom of my screen? Someone is swimming their way
in
into
Montgomery,
a fight.
Alabama, of all places.
The guy that swims over gets off onto the dock, takes one of his shoes off, and then it's like, no, don't have time to take the other one off. I got to get involved here.
I'm looking
it's
at
go time.
Where did the person swim from? Because we're seeing the reverse angle. There's nothing over there. Like a mile away.
Benin, Billy. He swim over from Benin.
All right, this is where it always gets uncomfortable. I always end up feeling bad for somebody in a fight, but I'd like to
Just getting clocked.
Hold on, Dan. Hold on. When you're watching a movie and the villain in the movie gets his ass kicked, you feel bad for the villain? Like, this is not a race thing, although this is about race. It's very clear that some people were being assholes, and then they got their asses kicked.
Okay, I will say this as after a baseball fight, unlike many baseball fights that I saw yesterday, I love Tim Anderson, and I immediately felt really bad for Tim Anderson.
What?
Because
I was laughing at Tim Anderson.
Everybody was.
You can't drop your gloves and then get knocked out.
Everybody was. That's the part I felt bad about.
I'm with you on Tim Anderson. It's different. But these people just were like 6 of them just started beating up a security guard because he told them to move their boat. And then they got their asses kicked for it. Yeah, there's nothing to feel bad for these people for. Rocked them.
Yes, this is Chris Cody
Holy
is reacting
God.
to someone hitting a woman with a chair in the head.
He's got a chair.
He does have a chair. It is an amazing fight. It is an amazing video. And yes, that guy with the chair did some real damage.
How about a guy with no shirt on there, staying strong through
still
3
standing.
straight
Right.
hits to the head?
Unbelievable chin.
Stumbling, yeah.
That's Jake Paul's next fight. An unbelievable chin, that guy. He took chairs. He got hauled. Everybody from every angle hit him. Let me see it again from the beginning, though, because I can't tell you how hard I laughed as soon as I realized what was at the bottom of my screen. It's white people fighting black people, and they're coming from all over on this dock, and this helpful arrow will show you on the television
Love the
shortly.
arrow, the good editing
Yes, just excellent work here that allows us to see that at the bottom of the screen, as you see, escalating tension.
From where?
I will cross the ocean
Thank
for
you, Arrow.
you.
Thank you, Arrow.
I don't think it was necessary. I think he could have just kept running on the dock.
You
but
would have spotted it?
I think he did it. No, I think he did a calculation. I can swim diagonally faster than I can run, and I need to get there faster. And so what I don't mind is I'm headed toward a fist fight, and I'm sopping wet, which is not the best way to head into a fist fight.
So in the history of Montgomery, Alabama, there have been lots of altercations like this that always end with the black people having had their asses beat down. This is the one where it was like, nope, not this time. So like this is American progress. We talk about it, all the things that we've had in the history of this country that make us all feel uncomfortable. One time, the people who deserve to get their asses beat got that ass beat, and it's great.
They really did. And you seem to be enjoying it.
I mean,
I think you sound like the other side that is enjoying the United States losing at soccer yesterday. I believe that your true colors are showing, Dominique.
I can't hide them, Dan. You know my true color. Is it showing? What do you mean it's showing? Of course it's showing.
You cannot see a woman hit in the head by a chair, Dominique, and be okay and roar with laughter at that.
Did you see the way the guys were skipping over with no shirts on? Yeah, that might be a two Americans thing. To approach a fight with a skip.
No, this is where I thought Mike Tyson was always the most menacing, when he skipped toward the center of the ring.
You were done.
You were
Yeah.
already scared, but
Right.
he wants all of this. But that's what I thought. I think the thing that was funny about Tim Anderson is that it looked like he wanted all of it. When he took that posture, I think all of us said, oh, Tim can fight, because he took a posture immediately, throwing down his glove, and is like, I'm going to fight here. I welcome this.
It looked like he had been training for that moment his entire life.
Let's watch that fight on MLB Game Day 3D replay right here.
Okay,
Watch this.
look, this
Electronic
is what,
version
hold on,
of this
Chris
fight.
Cody. Hold on, Chris Cody.
He's very excited.
Chris Cody,
Dan.
slow down, okay? This is largely audio, and I want to explain to the audience that might not have video, we cannot at Meadowlark Media afford MLB rights. So what we have done is grab the only thing we're allowed to put on your screen.
It looks like you gave me technology, and you're like, hey, recreate this fight with technology.
So tell
Go.
Chris Cody what it is that we can afford the rights to here that is on the video screen. A recreation of the fight in cartoons that looked like they were drawn in the 1970s of animation. Maybe earlier, maybe Steamboat Willie of a video game.
It looks like in television baseball. I mean, it
How
does.
old is this? These are the only rights we can afford to this fight. Chris, you said you were watching this on your phone?
No. This is just what I saw on the internet. This is like MLB allows, if you're watching on your phone, instead of watching just the game cast, they have this now. So you can be watching electronic versions of it. And when a fight, they didn't anticipate a fight breaking out. And then all of a sudden there's these electronical figures on the screen, and it's just amazing. I can just watch this all
It's
day.
not much of a fight. A guy just jumped up there. Now they're jumping.
Poor Tim Anderson. He's having a rough year. Didn't get better for him yesterday.
We all thought the same thing there, correct? Tim Anderson wants this fight. Oh, no.
His set looked ready. He looked ready to go.
We all had the same reaction. You throw down your glove. Oh, this might be good. Oh, good God. A right hook from the heavens.
Good contact, not great either.
Random, too. It didn't even seem like it landed flush or hard, but you hit that button, sleep time.
We tried to talk ourselves into it. Billy Gill and I ignored run differential that had them with the strongest start since they won a World Series. The Marlins were 14 games over 500, and there were some smoke and mirrors there and a lot of one-run victories, and clearly the Braves are a lot better. But Billy,
Then everyone.
then everyone. They haven't been that good lately. But when I look, you say then everyone. I look at Baltimore. Baltimore is pretty overwhelming.
Yep.
And Billy, what I just saw this weekend is holy shit, Texas is good. Like they're going to hit home runs and they erase deficits because you're terrified of their lineup.
Yeah. I mean, the Rangers are good. Ryan Weathers is terrible and should never step on a field again. I don't know what I'm saying.
That was
terrible.
you seemed like you were starting to get enraged, and fatherhood got you.
Exactly.
You can't.
I need to be more composed now. I need to set an example. I need to not do the things that I used to do. But if that guy ever pitches for the Marlins again, we're gonna have problems.
So why does the second kid make you change? Like, didn't you want to set the example
The
for
first one was practice, kind of to see if it stuck. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now that there's another one, it's like, okay, I'm committed to this whole thing. You know, like I got to parent 2 of them now. You know.
So you're not gonna go out and get some cigarettes and not come back now? You've crossed that.
Probably not.
I mean, Billy, you have like 6-7 years before they start to understand what it is we're talking about. Like you're fine right now. Set the example starting in like 5 years.
No, because the internet lasts forever now. You know what I mean? Like I need to be careful with what I say and do because at some point someone will find that video and send it to them. How do we end up here? We're talking about the Marlins and how bad they are. By the way, they're still only half.
It
a
was
game
your
out of the
poor
playoffs.
response. That's
Yeah.
how we got here. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Marlins might not win a game in August. Have you seen the schedule, Billy? It's not good.
They play the Reds today.
The Reds are good.
The Reds are good.
Reds
Yeah,
are like
the
the
Reds are good.
easiest-
But Yuri's back. That's really where this whole thing fell apart.
That
Where they said, you know what?
needs
Let's
to be said.
and I need to.
This is bad. Like this is bad. Go ahead and explain to people.
They wanted to save Yuri's arm.
But explain to people the economy of the game. Explain the business of the game.
I don't know. I think Yuri should be out there because he's doing well. That's the business that here's
Well
the
said.
business.
Yeah.
Yuri's their best pitcher. We got to save his arm because we don't want to have him up here too long, and he's on an innings count, and then there's that whole thing of so they sent him down right before the All-Star break, right? And they wanted to save up his arm, but you know what? Then he's pitching all these innings in the minor league, so his arm's still being used. Have those innings be pitched in the major league.
Billy has no time for saving arms.
I have
It's
absolutely
been
no time for
consistent
save arms.
Where Don Mattingly was here,
That's
anytime
exactly right.
we're taking a guy out because
Yeah.
we're trying to protect his health,
Yeah.
Billy has no time for
Where are
it.
all those healthy arms that we saved, might I ask you? Just where's this collection of healthy
still
arms
here.
that we've been saving over the years? 'Cause I haven't
Sandy
seen them.
and Jesus are aces.
Oh, please get out of here. And what about all the other ones that we saved? Where's the Volstad arm that we were saving? And all these other shit pitcher arms that we've been saving for all these years? I haven't seen any of these arms. We don't use any of these arms because we're always saving them, and we're just saving them for other teams. And we're saving them for them to be bust pitchers. How about Yuri's hot? Let's keep him up in the majors. Because things have fallen. They've gone from 14 games over 500 to 4 games over 500 very quickly. Very quickly. I think they're like 5 and like 8,000 since the All-Star break. It's insane. And this Ryan Weathers, don't get me started on him. I don't care that his daddy used to pitch for this team. His daddy wasn't that good either. Okay? And I'm not here to take shots at Stormy Weathers. He wasn't that good either.
Billy, I don't understand.
Okay? And if you're going to have that long haircut, you need to pitch better.
I don't
I think that Hugo Juice,
understand.
the barber for the Marlins, he said, go out there and start shaving people's heads because we're not going to be going out there with all this crazy long-ass hair if you're pitching like shit. Sorry.
I don't.
Burn the long hair.
I don't
Pitch terribly.
understand
Back to the minor leagues.
baseball
Bum.
anymore. When
What happened to composure for your daughters? What happened?
He's got 5 years. I told him he's fine. Yeah.
Puck, I don't understand how everyone hits him. I don't understand why
Guy's been a
he's
pucking
not one of the
disaster.
greatest closer I've ever seen.
He was for like the first 3 months. He was great.
He throws 97
Great.
from the left side, but what I'm saying, I don't understand.
Robertson's also been a disaster. I mean, what's going on with these pitchers?
I don't understand this part of the sport.
Maybe we should save their arms, not have anyone pitch.
Weathers, everything he throws is 97, but he gets behind in the count, and he allows more base runners than he does by a lot than innings. And everything I'm watching yesterday is Rangers off the wall, Rangers over the wall. Every pitch he throws, and they just leave him out there because they're like, our bullpen's used up. And go ahead, just get pelted and make Billy insane because I'm guessing.
Why did he pitch for 3 innings that
I'm
day?
guessing you quit because Soriano started and he's not a starter.
He was doing fine. He had one bad pitch, 3-run homer, but he was all right. But why do they pitch him? Just take him out. You gave up that game. They quit on that game. They were up 5-0, and then they just let it go, and then you keep him out there for 3 innings.
They didn't quit that game.
They quit on that game.
Right up until Weathers, he was managing as if it were a playoff game. He was managing that game in the 5th inning like it was a playoff game.
But then they tie the game and say, never mind.
Then they left
we'll come back
Weathers
tomorrow.
in.
Exactly, for 3 innings.
That's right.
They left him for 3 innings for some reason. They give up on that game.
I know.
And then the offense came back. This Bell, I like him. I hope he sticks around. Not that Heath Bell. God, that guy was a
I
disaster.
thought you would like Berger just because
I like Berger, too. No, the hitters have been working out. The pitching acquisitions so far. Need I say more?
I'd really rather you didn't. You have no composure. You're the one who cares about the Marlins around here.
Too much.
And now you're broken, right? Because they gave you a little bit of hope.
I'm
Come
not.
on.
They're still half a game out of the playoffs.
Still
You
hope.
can still turn things around.
But Billy, these teams are so much better than they are. Like
Yeah.
some of these, when they run into the Baltimore and Texas, not that they have to see them in the National League, but when
They would have to see them to
when
the
they
World
play
Series.
against Atlanta, they lose every game by 7 runs.
The Braves, I'm not buying that. I'm just going to say it right now. I'll be the only one not buying that.
They're just objectively really good, the
That-
Braves.
yeah.
If you're not buying the Braves, who are you buying?
Regular season good. The Braves are going to
I got it.
mark my words.
They will brave.
Okay.
They
I'm with
will,
Billy.
They will
exactly.
brave?
First
Okay.
or second round of the playoffs, they're going to flame out. It's going to be a whole thing. They're, you know what I mean? You know
Yeah.
what baseball people
Okay,
are.
but
Well said.
yeah, well said, all segment. But I'm pretty sure I have it right. I'm not exaggerating when I say the Braves have outscored the Marlins something like 97 to,
Do it in
to 9
October.
or
I
something.
guarantee
Couple
you,
lopsided games.
Guarantee you the Braves won't do that to the Marlins this October.
Because the Marlins won't be there.
Guarantee it won't happen.
I've never been in this position before. Just to watch this wobbly ball roll downhill that is Billy. It's just all over the place.
The
It is
Yankees
so-
are coming up. They're going to right the ship with the Yankees. The Yankees are a disaster.
last place
The
Yankees.
Yankees are a disaster. Are they not a disaster? How the hell do you have Anthony Rizzo out there for a concussion for a month and a half and no one's like, something seems off about him.
Did you see
Maybe
how-
he's concussed for 2 months.
Did you
It's
see
odd.
how he got concussed? He got concussed with Tatis just going into first base, standing up, hits Rizzo in the head, ruins the Yankee season because his numbers before that and after that, they've had a player who's totally loopy, not being able to hit a baseball.
But at the time, he was stumbling all over the base paths, and no one said that he had a concussion. They find out 3 months later.
That's the thing. Like, I guess in hindsight, obviously, you see the video now and it's like, wow, like something's clearly off about him after that. His glove falls off. He's just like wandering around on the field. Like, it looks really bad after he was diagnosed with a concussion. But he was just there for like a month or whatever, playing through that. How?
Poorly.
And Aaron Boone, oh God, I can't wait till he gets fired. I've had a thing with Aaron Boone for a year and a half now since that Miguel Cabrera incident last year that everyone can remember that I don't need to remind you of, but I will if you want.
No, thank you.
Intentionally walked Miguel Cabrera in Detroit when he was trying to get his hit number 3,000, the last step out of a game, delayed my trip in Detroit 3 extra days because then there was a rain delay when it didn't even rain. We don't even get started on Detroit. Insane. I've never before seen that. Didn't even rain delay. They canceled the game. Then I have to figure out how to get tickets. Poor Colin Sheets and Giggles is out thousands of dollars as a result of that. What a fool that guy was sponsoring that trip. Thank you, though.
Stugotz.
He's rolling, Dan.
I have an idea for a Metal Art giveaway if you'd like it, Dan. We can get to that at another time.
Trips from Sheets and Giggles.
No, here's how it works, right?
Okay.
You want to hear it, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Go see Taylor Swift in concert with Billy and his family. Sponsored by Metal Arc Media. I will choose me. A listener of my choosing will come with me and my family to see Taylor Swift in concert. Could that person be related
how
to
are
me?
you gonna
Possibly.
get
There's a
tickets?
Chris Cody package, too, involved with this.
How are you going to get tickets? It's the most impossible
Well, I've
tickets. There
already-
are tens of thousands of people outside the stadium singing with her songs.
Yeah, correct. That will not be us.
That's
We
not
will-
gonna help
we
you
will
get
not-
tickets,
We will
by the
not
way,
be doing
singers.
that. I'll tell you this. I've already started the groundwork on this because Taylor announced that there's going to be an extension of this Eras tour. It's going to be coming to Miami for 3 days in October 2024, which is insane. Like, come on. I don't even know if I'm going to be alive by then. So, in 2024, Taylor's coming back, but you have to join this whole, like, online raffle thing where you go on, you put your email, and then you pick days that you maybe want to go, and then tomorrow's the day that they send you the email, potentially with a code that tells you if you'll be allowed to enter the room where you may or may not be able to buy tickets.
It's trying to get people that actually want to go to the concert tickets. It's trying to avoid all these big companies getting all the tickets.
Wait a second, but the code guarantees you, it doesn't guarantee you tickets, it guarantees you a chance
Access.
at tickets.
First
Correct.
access.
100%. This is like their solution to the problem that they caused earlier this year, right? So I thought, you know what? People love Taylor. This has been a huge thing, $1 billion. Have you seen Dan? She's been giving away $50 million in bonuses to the people that work on her show. Taking notes on that one? Or what are we doing? Yeah.
Swift is overrated.
Oh my
Be very
God.
careful. Be
Oh my
very
God.
careful.
What are you doing?
There's a lot of people
What are
in
you
that conversation.
doing?
Me? What? Huh?
What are you doing?
I mean, I'm sorry. Montgomery thing got me a little excited. I got high on my hog. Let me get down off my hog. My bad. I apologize, Taylor, and all the Swifties. My bad, America. Taylor Swift might be the best entertainer since Michael Jackson.
Wow.
Since Elvis Presley. Wow.
If your
Does that work? You guys like that?
Yeah.
If your DMs are not closed, you need to close them right now.
Ain't nobody scared of that.
What are you talking about? Everyone needs to be, should be. You can't come after Taylor Swift's Swifties.
That would be like a
death.
death by 1,000 cuts, right? Like it's not like
More
one
than 1,000.
one Swiftie will come and end
Billy.
you. That's like it's just like a group thing. You would be like killed by a herd of people.
I went after her a couple of years ago, and I'm fine. Like, no one seemed to have an issue with me.
You are not. You need not be a pioneer in these places. No one needs
Do
to
it
follow
now.
you into the wreckage. If you want to, go ahead and do it now when it's more current.
Exactly.
Take your chances. But I have never in my life, adult or child, seen a situation where a ticket is so hard to get that tens of thousands of people are outside of stadiums just so they can be near and sing along to the songs. That's not something I've ever seen. I don't know what second place would be for me on the hardest ticket to get in America, but she is coming to Miami and people are totally insane.
It's Beatlemania. She was in LA this weekend, and I was in LA this weekend. I couldn't even rent a car. Wow. There were no cars left in Los Angeles because everyone was there for Taylor Swift. It was crazy.
Should I have said that I wanted to go to the one in Indianapolis? Like, would that have bettered the odds? Look, here's the thing. It doesn't matter because Meadowlark is sponsoring this anyway, so I'm just trying to get the tickets on the cheap. Yeah, I'm trying to get the tickets the right way on the cheap at face value. Yeah. But if not, then we're just going to have to do second market, and we'll figure it out, right? But again,
what is the second market? There is no second market.
No, there is a second market.
You can't get tickets.
Yeah, you do. You just pay an exorbitant amount of money for those tickets.
Like how much?
I'm trying to save you, Dan, this money ultimately because you're in charge of this company.
Mm-hmm. Beyonce's on tour.
That's way better. I'd rather go see Beyonce. But the tickets for Taylor Swift, tens and thousands of
There we go, Tooth. Good choice. That's Tooth. That's her name. You didn't know her nickname was Tooth?
I told Lucy and Charlotte, and I told you, Stugotz, that last week, obviously the worst week of my life, and the delight that I got, the highlight of my entire week around here and what we were doing, was playing for Charlotte and Lucy sound from you on WFAN. And unfortunately, I came in here this morning and I asked Video, please tell me you got these reaction shots, because I've had frozen in my head their open-mouthed awe at realizing both of them at the same time. Oh my God, this Stugotz thing is real.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. It's not he's playing this person. No, he's this person. And I saw it spread over the faces of Lucy and Charlotte, and they were both appalled and delighted because of how funny it is.
Thank you.
Because of how funny it is.
It's the secret sauce, man. It's gross and great all at the same time.
I appreciate it.
It made me respect you more and less.
Oh, thank you. That's what I'm going for.
So, Dominique, do you know anything about this? Because I came in today and I said to everybody, can you guys please surprise me with whatever the sound is today from WFAN? Because listening in last time created a popcorn machine here of, again, total disgust and uproarious laughter, because none of us could believe how you didn't even go to flirting with FAN. You went straight to the fucking.
Yeah, I did.
Like you just got
It was
on-
going well, Dan. I mean, in the moment, I felt it, and I just unleashed, you
I
know?
mean, right in front of us, we
What?
were all.
What'd you unleash?
We
I don't
were
know.
all watching you unleash. We were all listening. It was wonderful. It's on a crackly AM radio
I
dial.
loved it. Oh, did I miss live radio?
I love that Stu's opening move is not subtle at all. He just walks in, he gets one good sign, butt naked.
Well, it's not just that. His first sentence on FAN was the F word.
Yep.
They're not allowed. Like it was.
It was my 7th word on a show that I was not filling in on. I mean,
the F word. Let's just play that sound from WFAN.
Stugotz is here.
Great. Maybe he can
hold
come
on.
in and agree with
Hello?
all of your points.
Hello, sir.
Hi. Are you here in the building?
345 Hudson.
Yes, sir.
Is it like a Chase bank?
There it is. I knew that was
You didn't know you were on? Is that what? Did you think you were
I
talking to
had
them?
no idea I was on. That was the number I was given to call when I got to the building. And who answers their phone when they're on the air? I mean, in my defense, what is Al Dukes doing?
I like to think of John Wiener as just a normal person who's really into sports and has great sports opinions and information and stays on top of things. But then sometime 20 years or so, like organism, like a symbiote of some kind, like got into his bloodstream and then started to take over. And I think there's no John left. It's all Stugotz.
Well, this happens. Dominique,
I miss John.
You've seen it in the industry, Dominique. I've seen what Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith and those guys become when their identity becomes that. When they become the person who's on television. That's how everyone knows them. Stugotz is maximum that. He's that with the throttle like revving. He's a cigarette boat, a fraud. Like when he says, I am these guys, he is just in a better and a worse disguise.
No, but he's different though, because it's like it takes over their life in becoming a great like sports information person, opinionist, performer. It takes over their life. Stu, what's taken over his life is like this lazy organism that has crawled in and made his whole body just like, bah.
He didn't
Way
know.
too kind,
He didn't
Dominique.
know anything about anything. He didn't know prep. I didn't. Well, maybe in the sound that I heard, there didn't. When you said I haven't watched a Yankee game since opening day.
That's why he's doing better than they are.
Which
Like,
also isn't true. You did not watch opening day.
You're right.
those guys go home and actually watch sports. You guys has got to figure it out. I can be them at work, and then I go home.
And
I
then
just
why
turn
he
it off.
like it's just masterful what he's doing right now too. Like we're going through this, and then he just punctuated it every now and then with huh. What? Yeah. What? The man's perfected it. It's
happened?
perfected it.
It
It's
is
so
beautiful.
well.
No, it is beautiful. I told somebody. Oh, somebody texted me from Tahoe where he got a hero's welcome, and said yes, he confused Aaron Rodgers. He didn't know who he was, and I'm just like, he's a first ballot upper room fool Hall of Famer. Like we once upon
I'm a bit embarrassed and
Once-
blushing.
Is that your crowning achievement?
All this
Mistaking
praise.
Aaron Rodgers for a country music singer. Is that the crowning Stugotz moment? Is that when
I think
Stugotz?
so.
Yeah, I like that.
But you had a whole bunch of people trying to get memorable content in Tahoe. Only one outfit did. Only one outfit could. The news that broke from Tahoe where Steph Curry cheated to beat Marty Fish was Stugotz doesn't know what the Jets quarterback looks like. He has failed his way up to WFAN. The court jester, a legend at the bank, a legend at the Radio Hall of Fame.
We're not worthy.
Billy, why? What's the matter?
Because you're setting look, as a responsible adult now, father of two, you're setting a very poor example for the youths in the industry out there who think that they can do what you do. Only you can get away with this stuff. You know what I mean?
I've never suggested to anyone they could do what I do.
I know, but people are going to start copying you, thinking this is a path to success, and it's not. This is a path to unemployment. It's a miracle that you're still where you are today.
Thank you, Billy.
But to your credit, you're still there. So
Yeah.
I have said this, what has happened over the last few years of us flailing around trying to figure out how to do this on our own. One of the things that has happened is I lost sight of, I thought at one point we had it all mapped out. Stugotz was going to climb to the top of ESPN with his flag of ignorance. It wasn't an actual flag. It was just the pole. And he was going to embed it in the journalistic head of Mike Wilbon. After doing quarterback rankings in Michelle Beadle's chest, he was going to plant it at the top of the network. Here it is, Stugotz, I'm over you all. But then we left ESPN, and what I've realized is that this thing that is now flailing in the wind with a sphere is coming from my head. It's going to embed it in my head, and it's either going to puncture the company or he's going to soar to great riches as the court jester in his 50s who gets to reinvent the way Mad Dog Russo did.
Well, the NBA wanted to go to China, and so I had to adjust my game, and that's what I've done.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is why he'd be perfect at WFAN. Our listeners have to start a campaign to rally around how good Stugotz's appearance was, going in there lazy and flatulent and dominating the New York airwaves.
This seems like you're trying to foist him. Like you figured out this is your way to rid yourself of Stugotz, is get him employed by
dream
WFAN.
job.
listen, if he lands me there, I'm good. I mean, foist me all you want, Dano.
It's his dream job. He left Boomer a love note.
I did.
There is some new sound, I am told, from Chris Cody. Is this from Friday, Chris, on WFAN?
Yes, sir.
Stugotz was Maximum himself, correct, Stugotz? This was the authentically phony version of you.
Yes.
Okay.
Your most famous number?
Aaron Rodgers.
All right. Yeah. I can't touch that.
There's probably a few others. I mean,
I cannot touch that.
and he hasn't told me to lose his number.
Al might have you beat.
Really?
It's got Jerry Seinfeld, right?
Yeah.
Really?
We know you can't have it. Yeah, right.
I'll trade you an Aaron Rodgers for a Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, that is tempting.
Right, because
It's a fair
Aaron
trade.
Rodgers is
Yeah.
local.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'm in Montclair. May I stop by?
Yeah. That's what you would use it for, huh? Not to get him on the show with Gio.
Stugotz, I don't know if the audience heard this the way that I did, but let's be honest, all right? In creating the mighty Stugotz character, legend at the bank, there is some laziness that soaks into the doing of this because he's been doing it a long time. And as he reminded everybody at FAN, I've done all your jobs.
Yeah.
All of you, I've done all your jobs. But there are times that you can still spark the young Stugotz who was slinging munis to Murray. You can spot him, and a hunger comes forth. So when Jerry Seinfeld's number makes an appearance in front of Stugotz's groggy, intoxicated eyes,
I was like 25 again.
listen to the lust in his voice.
Really?
That from under the voice that he soaks in cigarettes.
Really?
Yes, look at that. That is desire.
I can hear the blood rushing out of his brain and down to his nether regions.
Really?
Jerry Seinfeld, right?
Yeah.
Really?
It's the old predator, the hunter in him.
Really?
The old guest booker in his
Really?
20s wants to get into the business.
Really?
Because we've had Aaron on so many times. I know how badly you wanted Jerry, and that's what I was thinking about.
Oh, that was for Dan.
Doing this for you.
Really?
It was for Dan.
Really?
It's such a predator. It's like in a movie when someone sees an opportunity.
It is the sound of the devil desiring.
Really?
I'll trade my soul for something.
It's Al Pacino in Devil's Advocate. That's exactly what it is.
Yes.
Really?
Really?
It is greed manifested and having a voice.
Really?
That's David Sampson, what happens in his mind when he sees an opportunity.
Yes.
That's his.
Really?
Bob Ross is looking for representation.
Really?
Oh my God! I was thinking about giving him a fake Aaron Rodgers number in exchange for the real Jerry.
Oh, no.
Has it occurred to you that Aaron did that to you?
I listen. I've never really tried it, to be honest with you.
Really?
It is it's beyond bedroom talk. It's a demon craving.
Honey, it's Sunday night.
Really?
Someone has Seinfeld's number.
Your voice has so much life in it, though. It's not like the coffee phlegm version that we get. It's
Really?
clean. It's young. It's hungry.
Really?
A great radio voice before it got poisoned.
Really?
I mean, they got booming mics, 50,000 watts of pure power in New
He
York
was
City.
reinvigorated. He went into
Really?
New York. Yeah, he had sex with New York microphones.
Really?
I could hop up with Seinfeld.
Really?
I mean, can we hear his voice before that? Because I just want to be involved.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, I want the whole thing because the first time I heard the shift in the voice was the best part.
Okay, that's excellent. Thank you, because that's so right what he just said.
Your most famous number?
Aaron Rodgers?
All right. Yeah. I can't touch that.
There's probably a few others. I mean,
I cannot touch that.
and he hasn't told me to lose his number.
Al might have you beat.
Really?
It's got Jerry Seinfeld, right?
Yeah.
Really? 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 Really?
It's the most honest moment he's ever had. You're right.
Really?
For those of you who do not know, because I've been married to this creature almost 20 years, and relationships in this business usually don't last that long without getting busted up. I was legitimately proud of Stugotz last week, not just because he went up to WFAN and dominated New York sports radio, like made an impact upon a rival, but also because he could go in carelessly because he's conquered the medium enough that WFAN is doing Stugotz no favors by having him in. Stugotz is doing WFAN a favor by strolling by as someone who made in Miami something that used to be in New York, and he could go in totally confidently with, I made it in this game, I've done all your jobs.
I was thrilled to be there. I was, and it was a great opportunity. But had I gone in there, and I think I said this on the air like 10 years ago, I would have been nervous. I would have treated it like an audition. I would not have been myself. I would have been trying to impress everyone with my Yankee knowledge and my Mets knowledge. And here I am at 51. And if they ever invite me back again, I hope they do, that'd be great. But if they don't, I'm fine with that as well. And that's the way I kind of treated it.
If they don't, he has conquered the medium. That's a dying sports medium. This is not. And he has done so much that he has thousands of dollars in the corners of his electronic accounts that he doesn't know how to get to because ignorance is bliss. And the people in FAN, Wall Street has really devoured everything. Journalism, entertainment, everything. It's awful if you're paying attention to what's happening in Wall Street. They just have devoured everything. Stugotz has conquered Wall Street. He goes to WFAN and he just brags about, yes, I've got tens of thousands of dollars in my seat cushions.
I am in charge, so I'm going with a bunch of friends, and I'm in charge of getting the 4 tickets for every show. I don't know why I'm in charge. I should not be in charge of anything.
All people, yeah, right.
Exactly right. And so it's pricey. And my wife starts to notice all the money that's being zapped out of our checking account because that's what my wife notices. She doesn't notice anything else other than our balance.
Right.
Okay?
Your interest.
You don't care about me.
You're right. Anything? No, it's just the money.
Yes, just the money. So I said, hey, don't worry about it. I know it's expensive. Everyone has sent me Venmos, so the money should be back into the account. She goes, we haven't received a Venmo from any of your friends during this entire time that you've been purchasing dead tickets. And I said, well, what are you talking about? I get an alert that they have Venmoed me all the time. So she said, let me look at your phone. I had no idea. I thought that when someone Venmos you money, it goes straight to your bank account.
Nope.
I had no idea there was a Venmo bank, that there was another step that you had to do once it reached the Venmo app. And that step is taking it from the app to the checking accounts. So we were out like $20,000. I'm not joking.
And it was in Venmo?
It was in Venmo.
Oh, my God.
For months. So then I started scrolling back and realized I've never transferred a Venmo from Venmo to my checking account.
In your entire time that you've had Venmo?
We had more money in my Venmo account than we did in my checking account.
How?
I don't know.
Stugotz. I mean, you just have that much money, huh?
Well, no, I was buying tickets, as I said, for all the Dead shows. 4 tickets every show. I went to, you guys know how many shows I went to, all of them. And that was very pricey. I did not realize when people Venmo me back, there was another step. And to be honest, that's on Venmo. I mean, Venmo, it has to go straight to my bank account. I should not have to hit another button, okay, once someone sends me a Venmo. I shouldn't have to do anything. And it was just sitting there. It was like finding money in your jeans. It was incredible.
I agree with you, Stu. You're right. There's no, like, they don't remind you, hey, why did you get your money out? They're running a scam over there. I like it. Why don't we figure out how we can do that?
Yes, Stugotz, this is actually a great analogy. This is the modern day version of finding money in your jeans. And you just found 20 grand.
In paybacks, though.
I mean, Jesus. That is insane.
Billy, I keep looking at Billy. Billy finds none of this funny.
No, I'm getting sick of him, if I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah.
Oh, no, a mutiny inside the building.
It's been too long.
That's all right.
Okay, well,
Football season's getting started. I'm getting myself prepared. It's a whole thing.
All right, well, Billy.
He has every right to be sick of me. I mean.
Let's talk about this, Billy.
Yeah.
Because I saw that in the middle of all that laughter, you're like, really, Stugotz? $20,000.
That's a lot of money, man.
cushions?
$20,000, and I think
Billy,
God,
you're
what did
acting
he
like
do?
it's $20,000. Like I laid out $20,000 for my friends to go to Dead shows.
That's
$200 a ticket 4 tickets a show, $800, $600 back to me.
It's not about the amount in the Venmo account. It's
Right.
it's you had so much in the checking account that you don't notice
Yeah, I can't
when the
imagine
20
just
grand
losing
is
$20,000.
missing. You're just like, I assumed it's in there. The number's big enough.
I just assumed his wife handled all of that because she's afraid of him stealing it all and putting in Cayman Island accounts.
Shh. Can't steal my own money. I mean, it's mine.
I'm assuming that Stugotz pays no attention to what's happening in the checking account at all because Abby knows both the electronics and that Stugotz can't be trusted with money. So she has to keep an eye on every dollar, I would assume.
Yeah.
But Billy, what I saw there was a whole lot of people laughing because he's the clown prince of crowning WFAN. You don't seem happy for him as someone who's been an integral part of developing
Major
the
parts.
character that stands before you today, who, without Billy's help in the background, pulling the puppet strings,
Wouldn't have $20,000 to forget about.
wouldn't sound like he sounded on FAN, where he is free and easy going up there with total confidence and just maximum being himself because, as Lucy and Charlotte learned, it's not a character.
The bit that I loved the most was the what he looks like bit.
Yeah.
So if people aren't familiar with that, it was just you'd look at an athlete and then you would say what he looked like. So, for example, well, I don't want to give away the one that I was. Do you have like a favorite one off the top of your head?
I don't, to be honest with you. We do it with Tim Kirchin because he
Right.
loves the game so much. And
Right.
we've had so many great ones over the years, so many that I can't remember a single one right now.
Right, I know.
Yes.
That's on Giannotti. I mean, he's got to give me a heads up. That's the topic he's going to. I know I've hosted this show for 15 years, but that was the final hour, second day. I was exhausted. I was hungover. I was out the entire night the night before.
Just expert filling here
Yeah.
by Stugotz. He's got nothing. Oh, it's my favorite. We do it
but
with
that's what it
Kirchin.
sounds when Billy's not around.
Well,
That's-
no, it's Stugotz's defense, though. If you're going to ask him a question, have a follow-up. You know what I mean? Like, look. It was basically a 2-day interview of Stugotz. You know what I mean? So, like, Gio needs to have something to give him. Know who you're interviewing. You know what I mean?
I don't, to be honest with you.
We're back, Billy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Could you name a single looks like even here now? Like
I eventually got to Pete Carroll, tennis coach. I did that one. Maggie Gray sent in a bunch. She was listening to the show. She knew more than I did. She hosts with.
So you just had you
She's a
outsourced-
national host on CBS Sports
so you
Radio. She's
just
great.
outsourced
She's with
it?
McLovin, right?
Yeah, McLovin. I didn't ask her to text him in. She just happened to text him in.
She was producing you from afar.
No, she sent him to Gio.
You couldn't remember any of them? How do we do that for 15 years?
This is expert filling, though, here. Let's listen
No,
to this
it's
part
not
again.
expert filling.
It's just like
It's
Kirchin.
just-
We've
it's
done it
just-
for years.
It's just
Jazz
yammering.
hands.
It's so.
I don't, to be honest with you. We do it with Tim Kirchin because he
Right.
loves the game so much. And
Right.
we've had so many great ones over the years, so many that I can't remember a single one right now.
Right, I know.
Yes.
One of the reasons that I loved so much Stugotz
Terrible
arriving
job.
again, conquering
Gio.
king of New York, is how funny it is that he knows so little about everything and has listened so poorly around here that one of the most creative things we've ever done, he couldn't remember a single one. And even now, a weekend later, he said, yeah, Maggie Gray sent me a bunch because he just seems to always want producers trailing him to do his work for him so he doesn't have to do it because he's a very big star.
Really?
That's the most honest moment you heard anywhere in sports media in the last century. Right there. Right there.
Really?
How do I get clicks? How do I get
Really?
ratings? No, not the.
Really?
Yes, that
Yeah.
one. Not the fake one.
Really?
Not the one. No, not the character's been doing it for 20 years and can pretend. Look, man.
Really?
No one's better at pretending he's interested in what the gas bag next to him is saying. Better than Stugotz.
Really?
He can fake it with the best of them. Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer.
Really?
That sounds interested, right? He seems, yeah. No, this is interesting.
Really?
Yes.
That's really, really interesting.
Yes. And
That's
Bill,
the real stuff, the
Billy,
good stuff.
And you're done. And you're done with it, Billy. You're done.
You know.
Billy, I love you, man. That's not cool.
Yeah.
I do.
Why don't you let him have that $20,000 you didn't want?
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's where I draw the line.
No. Now you've gone too far. Making me care about others.
I'll care about you, but send you money?
Really?
It is unbelievable. What does corporate greed sound like?
Really? Really?
What is greed in general? Like demons who make fun of other demons for being greedy. No, Chris, no.
Really?
That is the expert filler Stugotz. There are different sounds here, Chris, okay? Play along with me, would you? It's a good tune. We could play it together. You ready? What do you have? What's
Really?
in your... Yes, okay. The fake really, the old...
Really?
No. Can you slow down, please? What is that? What is that?
That's me reacting to this.
Why has now Billy come over to try and help you?
He wants to create more chaos. He's not trying to help you.
I think Billy knows what you're looking for.
Is Billy trying to help or is he trying to make it worse? Billy,
I know what he's looking for.
He's just trying to bother you.
We're fighting for our lives over here, Dan.
Get off my plane.
That's what
There
he was
it is.
looking for.
Yeah.
Billy, you don't seem happy for Stugotz. You don't.
I do. I just also feel bad, you know?
For me?
Yeah, a little bit. Because I feel like you went up there, but it was, it was one of those things where they're kind of laughing at you.
Really?
You know what I mean? But they don't want to let you know they're laughing at you.
Really?
Like, I feel bad.
I don't think you do.
A little bit.
So wait, but wouldn't it stand to reason in the media aging age that if Chris Russo's going to age into that Stugotz, we're laughing with Mad Dog too, aren't we? Isn't that why he's on television? Like that's how that aged. So why wouldn't Stugotz in his 50s as the same character be sort of that?
This has happened a few times recently with the article that was written. Billy doesn't feel like people. I think Billy does care about me. I
Been
think.
proud of that article.
Right. I don't think Billy likes the way people are portraying me.
Yeah,
Really?
like a joke, kind
Right.
of, you know? Like, they were up there for 2 days, but, like, if there was an opening this week, would they call you? I don't know.
He's had all your jobs. We need to start a petition now. Our audience, we need to petition FAN to understand what they had in their offices last week because I don't think they understand. I don't think they understand.
Really?